Hello young guys, good evening. You are welcome in the zoology class organized by Society of Career Technology and Jan Vikas Mahasabha. Today we will talk about structure and function of human ear, which is responsible for hearing and also balancing during locomotion. In all mammals, including human being, our ear has three components: outer ear or external ear, middle ear, and then internal ear. External ear is further divided into two parts. One, the ear pinna, and second, the external auditory meatus. These are some topics in which, in the first appearance, when you will start studying from your book, the diagram will appear very difficult. Only solution is that you will have to make practice. You will have to make it 2, 3, 4 times, and then only you can make it. So this is obvious, you have to do that. So the ear contains external ear, middle ear, and internal ear. Now let us see the three components. One, the external ear pinna. Some lower mammals, dog, rabbit, etc., have the capacity that they can just move their external ear pinna up to certain extent, because there are some muscles attached with that. Although those muscles are present in human being also, but they have become non-functional. But at least once I have seen one of my students who had this capacity that he could vibrate his external ear pinna like the rabbit, etc., up to certain extent. So the muscles are there, but in human being they have become non-functional. In second part is the external auditory meatus, a small cavity, a canal. There are some ceruminous glands which secrete some wax-like material in our external auditory meatus or auditory canal. So whenever any dust or any foreign particle come in our ear, these wax-like secretions attach with them and just trap them. They don't allow it to go inside. And after that, there is a tympanum membrane. Of the middle ear contains 3 bones. Middle ear contains 2 structures, 3 bones and a cavity called eustachian tube. The 3 ear ossicles are malleus, incus, and stapes. And you know, stapes is the smallest bone of our body. These ear ossicles function like a lever. They function in such a way, their structure is such that the vibration made in tympanum is transmitted up to the internal ear and it is magnified. The eustachian tube, which connects the middle ear with our throat cavity, is further for making a balance between air pressure on this side and air pressure on this side. So it equalizes the pressure so that there is no pressure on this tympanum while receiving sound vibration. So this is the malleus, ear ossicle, incus, and stapes. Stapes is said to be the smallest bone of our body. Then the third most important part is the internal ear. Internal ear contains 3 structures. One, there are 3 semicircular canals. 1, 2, 3, and they are arranged like this. One is like this, other at the right 90-degree angle, and third one is this. So there are 3 semicircular canals which receive information from all x, y and z axis. And one end of the semicircular canal is swollen to form a bulb-like structure called macula, and there are sensory cells inside this macula. They have certain calcium carbonate granules called statoconia and associated sensory hairs. So they are for balancing. And 2 sac-like structures are there which are more developed in lower vertebrates, lower mammals. But in human being they are much more reduced. Even then they are sac-like structures. And then in lower animals the structure is simple, elongated, called lagina. But here it is spirally coiled, it is called cochlea. So this cochlea is actually for receiving and analyzing sound vibration. You might have seen at certain places we have a bridge in which there are many levels. At one level there is road by which car can travel, and at the other level of the bridge trains can go. Here also the similar thing happens. The cochlea, cavity of the cochlea contains 3 chambers: upper chamber, lower chamber, and in the middle chamber. Middle chamber is actually the sensory organ for receiving vibration. It has a upper Rischner membrane, lower basilar membrane, and then in the middle organ of Corti, and it is further covered by a roof-like structure called tectorial membrane. So what happens? Let us see the intricacy of the total machinery made by the nature. Sound is first of all received by pinna, then goes into external auditory meatus, then it vibrates the tympanum, and from tympanum the sound vibrations are transmitted by the help of 3 ear ossicles. They act as a lever and they magnify the vibration. So first bone is the malleus, which is hammer-like, second incus, which is anvil-shaped, and third steps, which is the smallest bone of our body, and it is stirrup-shaped. So these two help like a lever in transmitting sound vibration from here up to here. These steps then convey the sound vibration to the internal ear. Internal ear contains the semicircular canals. Steps convey the information. There are 2 windows at this level, foramen ovale and foramen rotundus. By the foramen ovale, the steps convey the message. It goes into the cochlea, and in the cochlea again, in the middle we have endolymph, contain the fluid, where again there is vibration, and then that vibration is conveyed to the sensory organ, the organ of Corti. The organ of Corti are covered by a roof-like structure called tectorial membrane, and above that a Rischner membrane. The lower floor is basilar membrane, and from here there is some auditory nerves come out which carry the message to the brain. So this way the information of the sound vibration is conveyed to the sensory organ of Corti, the receptor responsible for hearing, and conveyed the information to the brain. This much for the day. Thank you very much.